The importance of public speaking. People may not believe public speaking is as important as it is. But what if you're out on the street one day, walking along, being merry, having all your gifts and stuff because it's Christmas season, your Victoria's Secret bags and a wallet full of cash and all this stuff. All of a sudden, somebody holds you at knife point. They hold you at knife point, and you're scared at the end of this knife, thinking, "What am I gonna do? How am I getting out of this situation? They have a knife. I don't. I'm not gonna be able to fight them. They're gonna rob me and take all my money and probably stab me." And then you look around and you see, hey, there's people walking on the other side of the street. They'll be able to help me. I just have to call out to them. And then you try to call out to them, and you think, and you notice that you can't speak. Then you realize that's how important public speaking is. Public speaking applies to all fields of life, especially your job. Public speaking is important in all work fields, except for one, and that's being a hermit, because they sit out in the woods for 6 years at a time without having to speak to anybody. But they do need to speak to people to get hired. You need to be able to speak coherently and have a good vernacular. You don't want to be swearing all the time, especially when you're trying to get hired, because bosses don't like when people are swearing and they can't speak simple sentences because you won't be able to communicate properly and get your message across. Also, maybe they think that they won't be able to speak to you and you won't understand what they're trying to tell you. Jobs require you to speak to your superiors and to your employees. So, maybe it's to get hired, or maybe it's to ask for days off for vacation, or more days to work because you need more money because you got car bills coming up and you just bought a new car and you got mortgage coming on your house and whatever. You need to speak to your employees, because if you can't speak to your lessers to tell them when they're going to work or how hard they need to work or what to do if maybe you're training them, they won't know what to do or when to do it or how hard to do it. Also, if you work in fast food or a lot of industries, you also talk to customers. And if a customer comes in and they have a question, you'll need to be able to speak to them. Or if you're ringing up their items, you have to tell them how much it is and do change and stuff like that. And if you can't speak in public, then you won't be able to do any of those jobs. I want to be a teacher when I grow up. And teaching is a field of work that speaking is very needed. I need to be able to talk to all my kids that I'll be teaching, or maybe my slightly larger, more annoying, smellier kids. Because if I don't know how to talk to them in public, I will not be able to teach the point that I'm trying to teach them, and they will not succeed in life, and that will be all my fault because I can't speak in public. In teaching, you need to be able to talk to your teachers when you're in college, your professors, because if you're not talking to your professors when you're in college, you won't learn as well as you should be, and then when you try to teach it back to the high school students or middle school or even elementary students, you won't know what you're trying to teach them, and they won't know, especially because you don't know. And you'll need to talk to other teachers and your boss when you're a teacher. Maybe other teachers, say I'm a 6th grade science teacher, I'll need to talk to the 5th grade science teacher to see what they taught them and what the students were struggling with. That way I know what to work them harder on, and what maybe they didn't even touch up on at all. That way I can teach them that so that they can succeed in 7th grade. And my boss, so I can ask them when they're expecting me to be at work, what time I have to be there till. Maybe I want a vacation day, so I'll have to talk to them for that. All those kind of things. So, public speaking is important in all fields of life, especially teaching and when you're being robbed on the street.